What's up, YouTube? What's up, Extreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Extreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022, and this is my AMC, GME, and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you had a great day and you were able to take advantage of the volatility in the market and make some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm gonna go over all my regulars, my snake algo method for all three tickers, and some macro comparatives. So with that said, let's dig in. Real quick, my extreme gains today from my scalp setups. I set up 7 tickers every single day. Those in combination with the price action today in the midline volatility that it provided. They provided 29 separate entries from trigger today. Absolutely nuts. The highest ROI being 120%, then an 85%, a 60%, and the rest of them from 50% to 25% and multiples of each. They landed heavy, super grateful, super happy about those. And as I said at the beginning, I hope you are able to do something similar and make some extreme gains today for yourselves. All right, let's dig into the charts. Real quick, this is my micro intraday snake on SPY today, 5-minute chart, all of pre-market, all of regular trading hours. Once again, an unbelievable day from the micro intraday on both SPY and AMC. I did put a tweet out again today around midday, so if you want to check those out and what they look like midday in real time when I posted it, go check that out on Twitter, on my Twitter page, and show some love while you're there. All right, on your screen is AMC and my current intra-week snakes. AMC finished the day up 3.83%, currently down 0.34% in after-hours trading at $11.88. Excuse me. We talked about the day of and the day prior to new potential intra-week snakes in last night's video, and I showed you my initial placement of both of them, and they are on here like that. Here is the day prior to, and you see the projection into this morning and today has been fulfilled 100% candle for candle today in this placement. So moving forward, if price action were to continue to fulfill this thing, you can see what it would look like going into tomorrow and beyond. Then there's the day of divergence, and that's this green one. We talked about the placement of it initially in last night's video and the projection from it again today, just like the day prior to, was fulfilled in its entirety, 100% candle for candle today throughout the day. You can see what the projection is from this one as well in this placement moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Now, I am going to be using both of these currently until I get a definitive diversion from one of them, giving me the ability to invalidate one of them moving forward. So until then, I will be using both of them, and that's what they both look like. Very similar anyway. So that's what I'm looking at with the intra-week snakes for AMC. All right, here is the macro comparative for AMC. As you know, the macro comparative that I've been using is the previous double bottom over here that I call a double-double, the macro double-double, and I've been using it in the flipped position for quite some time. And in that position, we were down in here yesterday. The projection was fulfilled candle for candle today, and you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond, if price action were to fulfill this, what that would look like in this position. Then I also showed you the same macro comparative straight up, meaning I just clipped it and placed it, no altering of it whatsoever. And in that position, it did show a lower bottom after check up here and a move back up before a rejection to the downside, and then that lower bottom that would bring it back down to what looks to be the previous bottom level around between, let's call it between 950 and 970 according to that position of it. And you can see what the projection from it would be moving into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue fulfilling that one in that placement. Real quick, just so you can see, there is a pretty definitive difference between the two of them currently and moving forward. I do think that potentially tomorrow could potentially provide me an opportunity to invalidate at least a placement of one of these, if not one of these in its entirety tomorrow, dependent upon price action. But there you can see the difference between them going into tomorrow and beyond. That is everything I am looking at with AMC. Up next is GME. GME finished the day today up 6.7%, currently down 0.69% in after hours, trading at 125.30. The current intra-week snakes, I'm using the same setup as AMC, where I'm looking at the day of and the day prior to the previous divergence. And currently the red one is the day prior to, and you can see the placement of it. And this would indicate a inverted mirroring of that bounce and upside there, and a converge back with it. So obviously with this in this position, moving forward into tomorrow and beyond, you can see what the required movement would have to be for price action to continue to fulfill the projection from this thing. Then the day of divergence is this green one. And you can see with this, the placement of it and the projection that it gave going into today was fulfilled candle for candle 100%. You can see it was showing that upside move in this W formation, and that is what fulfilled here today. There you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond what the price action and the projection is from it if price action were to continue to fulfill this thing in this manner. Had a little mid-sentence brain fart. Bear with me, y'all. Hopefully that made sense. All right, so those are the intra-week snakes. Obviously, there is a huge difference between the two of them out here in the future. I should have no issues making a determination and a distinction between the two of them. So that's the intra-week snakes in its entirety. Now, all right, the macro comparative, as you know, is from the previous double bottom, similar to AMC, the one right next door here. I've used this in two ways: the straight up position and the mirrored position. The straight up position is like that, and you can see what the projection from it was going into today and tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill this thing. Now this thing has flipped back and forth between mirrored and straight, whereas I showed you this before. This downside projection in the straight up flipped position was fulfilled to the upside, and then price action converged back with it. So we have another one that happened here, and moving forward in this position, you can see what the required movement would be for this thing to continue to fulfill the projection in this placement. Then the mirrored position. This has been the mirrored position that I have used due to that inverted mirroring that I just showed you to the upside, therefore indicating all of this was mirrored as well. And what price action looks like, obviously it was a diversion back away from the mirrored position and a converge back with the flipped position like I just showed you. However, moving forward into tomorrow and beyond, obviously the required movement to get back in line with this one in this position is upside. So you can see what the projection would be from this in the mirrored position moving forward if price action were to fulfill it. And that is everything I have for GME. Last but not least, SPY. SPY finished the day today down again 0.3%, currently up 0.09 in after hours, trading at 374.21. The macro comparative I'm going to go over first. The macro comparative is from the 0809 correction and crash in what I've called the extended version. It's the red one. It's what I have been going over on the channel every day since I started the channel. And 4 days ago, I put a video out with a title that said crash inbound, asking a question, caught a lot of hell from it. And look what we have experienced since that video. So here we are down here. I did show you this in this position the last 2 nights. I am still keeping it in this position as price action has continued to fulfill it. Obviously, it does indicate a pretty good size relief bounce inbound if this is the position that is valid moving forward. So you can see what the projection from this would be moving forward if price action were to continue to fulfill this. Keep in mind, if you're new here, this has never been a candle for candle projection for me. It has been a suggested path, a projected suggested path. You can see back here, it was never even close to candle for candle, but the overall generalized perspective of this macro movement has been fulfilled. That path has been followed. So that is still how I am viewing this. So there are a few different ways this could move throughout this and not be candle for candle as it shows, and it still be valid in my opinion. But that is what I am looking at from the macro comparative currently. Now, the current intra-week snake. The previous one I was looking at in a mirrored position. I did reevaluate. I had some time to look at the charts. I am considering this diverted from, so I went back in time to the 8th and the 9th for those of you that know how to do this and follow along with me on your own charts. I clipped the 8th and the 9th. That is the day prior to and the day of divergence. So the day prior to is this one. I'm sorry. Yes, the day prior to is this one. There's really, I only need a 1 day over. I don't need to overlap this a week, right? I only need a 1 day, maybe a 2 day overlap right here. So the only way to place that with that overlap would be right there. And if I place that one there, this obviously indicates a projection to the upside and price action went to the downside. And that is an indicator to me that this has been flipped. The algos have been flipped to bearish, and that this could potentially, if it's the right intra-week snake, be an inverted mirroring to the downside away from the upside projection. So if I mirror that and I pull it down here where it would belong, do I have projection and fulfillment in that placement down here in that bottom? And the answer is yes. From that location, I have candle for candle. So if the algos stayed running in this manner and this mirrored position became the fulfillment of projection from this current intra-week snake, this is what I would be looking at moving forward if price action continues to fulfill it in that placement. However, the day of divergence is this one here. I give it the same 1-2 day overlap, and you can see the projection and fulfillment up here on the overlap the whole way down and where we're currently at now. And with that, in that position, you can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in that current placement. So that is everything that I am looking at with SPY, with GME, and with AMC. That's everything I have for the video. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. Like I said, I hope you had a great day today and you made some gains. Do yourselves and myself a favor. Get out the market tomorrow. Make some extreme gains for yourselves. I'll get an update and prep video out tomorrow night after market close, just like this one, like I always do. And I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Later.